Don't know why I was clapped at the start of it, I don't know. Hello and welcome to the video. This is actually a two-part series. This is part 2 of a two-part series where I'm going to be fighting against my bad leg genetics. I could blame my mum, I could blame my dad, probably both of them. I have got skinny legs and I've been born with it, and I'm trying to fight against it, and I'm bringing you the journey so that hopefully people that have got bad leg genetics, skinny legs like me, will be able to do the same. So if you haven't watched part 1, that was about 8 weeks ago. I'll put it on the link in the description, I'll put it in the screen now. Go and check that out first, where I go over my plan and how I, plan to actually try and grow my legs. I touch on my diet, I touch on the actual training that I'm going to be doing. So go and watch that first and then come back to me here and then I'll explain to you the results. So for those of you that have already seen part 1, the results I think are quite good. I'll measure my legs in a second. I'm just going to quickly skim over what I have done in the past 8 weeks. I started the whole journey, I've got written down here, I started on the 26th of April 2020 and I then ended the little journey on the 19th of June 2020. So a short period of time, a few weeks, where I put my calories up to just under 4,000 calories a day. I wasn't being strict with tracking them. I just know that my maintenance calorie levels is 3,200. So I bumped them up to near enough 4,000 calories there or thereabouts each day. So I knew I was in a surplus. So that was sort of the nutrition side of it. There's not much more to it other than I had my calories high, and as I promote in all my other videos, and as you probably know if you've been watching my other videos, you should always have 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight, regardless of whether you're bulking, cutting or maintaining. You should always have that amount of protein. So it really then comes down to the calories as to whether you're going to be bulking, cutting or maintaining. So that's the nutrition side of things. If you want any more advice on nutrition, I've got plenty of other videos, so go and check those out. But to stay strict to what I'm talking about on this video, we're going to talk about the training. So the training, in part 1 I spoke about I was going to do a strength phase for a couple of weeks, I think I said, and then go into a hypertrophy phase. So the difference was going to be heavier weights for lower reps for the first couple of weeks of the strength phase, which would have been around 5 to 6 reps, and try to get the weight up as high as I can. So going to failure on 5 or 6 reps. Then for the rest of the term of my bulk or my leg project was going to be hypertrophy, so going to failure, which was going to be between 8 and 12 reps. So that was the plan. But as I explained, it wasn't easy to do that because we were in lockdown, so I had to make the most of the equipment that I had. So to do a strength phase when I didn't have loads of equipment wasn't the easiest thing to do. So what I ended up doing was I split up my week, because I was training them twice a week, and I did one session which was more heavy compound exercises, so my squats and things like that I would do the first session of the week and try to do that more strength focused, so lower reps, higher weight. And then my second session of the week was more hypertrophy focused, so more isolation exercises such as leg extensions and things like that, and that was more focused on higher reps, so maximum of 12 reps for slightly lighter weight. So that is what I actually did, and I stuck with that for the whole of the duration of the plan. So I did split up like I said I was going to do in part 1. I did it slightly differently, but that's purely because we're in lockdown and I had to make the most of the equipment that I had, and splitting it up into 2 parts of the week meant that weights didn't have to be as high because I was slightly fatigued from the other sessions. So that is what I've done. I'm now going to cut to me being somewhere else, and I'm going to actually measure my legs and show the progress. But before I do that, just want to remind you, remind you of the size of my legs before. So I had 24-inch quads and I had 12-inch calves, but I think I measured that wrong because there's 2 sides to the tape measure, but I'll explain when I measure my legs now as to what I think I did wrong. I was hoping to put on about 1 inch on my legs. That was kind of like, that would have been amazing if I could do that. So yeah, I'm going to cut to me measuring myself now, and then I'll explain about how much weight I've put on and body fat percentage as well, so it gives you an idea of actually how much progress I've actually made and whether it will work for you if you go ahead and do it. So for the power of technology, I'm going to cut to me, measure my legs now. Right, so I mentioned I actually made a mistake when measuring my calves. With this tape measure, because it like clips into itself, there's 2 sides to it. One side for if you're clipping it in and one side for if you're not going to clip it in. And I think I used the wrong side because I measured my calves like 3 or 4 weeks into it and they'd grown by like 3 inches, which obviously isn't going to happen. So messed up a little bit on my calves. My quads, however, I did think I measured properly. So they were 24 calves. They were 24 inches. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I have already measured them, so I know I've made progress, but let's measure them again now. Here it is. That's my leg. Here's the tape measure. Oh, now I should explain as well, actually, when measuring, some people have mentioned that I didn't do a very good job of measuring last time, which maybe I did, maybe I didn't. There's a, recommended ways to do it, but as long as you measure it at the same time each time, it doesn't actually matter how you measure it, because you're going to make progress and you're going to be able to track that progress. So if I measured badly, I'm just going to measure badly again, and then I'll see the progress, if that makes sense. Anyway, in your groin, measure down to the top of your knee, so 16 inches, halfway, 8 inches. Place it at the halfway point, wrap it round, and the progress is wrong way round. See, made a mistake again. Progress is, I might edit in a drum roll if I can. So that is, I don't know if you can see, just over 25 inches. That's where it was. We'll just focus. If it doesn't focus, no one's going to believe me. No, brilliant. You have to take my word for it, 25 inches. Now I will measure my calves as well, although you probably won't be able to see me do it. I'm probably not going to bother. Anyway, 25 inches. I've put on an inch of my legs. I'm so chuffed about that. My starting weight was 188 point something pounds. I'm now just over 200 pounds, and my body fat percentage has gone from about 12% up to about 15%. So there's going to be a little bit of fat there. That's not all muscle that I've put on, but I've still made progress. I've got stronger, which I'll explain in another video, the strength progress that I've made and how I manage that. But the main goal was to grow my legs, and I put on an inch in 8 weeks. So can't do better than that, I don't think. So I know this video may seem a little bit rushed, and I've kind of skimmed over kind of how I've got to where I've got to now, but what the main reason for this video and for these two parts is to just show you kind of realistic expectations on how quickly you can grow. So an inch in 8 weeks, I think there's not a lot more I could have done. The amount of calories I was consuming and the training I was doing, I think that really is the most I could have given. I couldn't have done any more without obviously PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. I don't think I could do any more. Now, the rate of change could be greater if you're a beginner. So if you're watching this and you are a beginner to the gym, and you might be thinking, oh, I'm only going to put on an inch in 8 to 12 weeks, right? Then yes, that is possible. Of course, it's more than possible. But as a beginner, you can make a lot quicker and greater progress just purely because you're new to the gym. So if you're put off by the fact that I've only done an inch, personally I'm over the moon with the progress that I've made. But if you're put off by the thing, oh, I've only an inch, and we think of the circumference of your whole leg, is it really that much? Now, visibly, probably not. People will be looking at my legs and think they're not actually any bigger. But because I've tracked it and measured it, I know that they are. Now, as I say, beginners can make progress that much quicker and that much greater because they are new to the gym. So people that are just looking to get started and wanting to grow their legs, you'll find that you'll probably make progress a lot quicker and a lot better than what I have done, just purely because you are new to the whole thing. So that's one point to mention. And on the flip side, if you are an advanced trainer and you will have been disappointed with the size of your legs and you want to get them bigger, then unfortunately, because your body is used to training and resistance and all that sort of thing, the rate of change isn't going to be as quick and it's not going to be as great. So just prepare yourself for that and understand that maybe, if you're new, you're going to have a much better progress, and if you're experienced, you're going to have slightly less. What I will also do is I'll put my workout plan and training plan in the description of this video so you can follow it exactly if you really want to. My nutrition plan, there wasn't really much to it, to be honest with you. It was just the fact that I was putting myself in a calorie surplus, and I was making sure that I was having 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight, which I recommend you do regardless of what your goals are. And so that's it. So there's not really anything I can put in the description for my nutrition plan, because there wasn't any specific foods. Just made sure I was hitting my protein and my calories each day. And I think for what we're trying to achieve, unless you're going to be stepping on stage, those are the only things you really need to worry about from your diet point of view. So that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully it has inspired you to go and fight your genetics and grow your skinny legs if you're in the same boat as me and you have the same problem. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully I'll be able to stand in front of you with normal size legs one day, but for now I'm still making progress. I'm going to stay on the diet, I'm going to stay with the training, and I'll check back in with you guys again in a few weeks and let you know how I'm getting on. So message me in the comments if you've got any questions whatsoever on what I've done. Hopefully the training plan in the description will help you out, and if you haven't subscribed, obviously you need to subscribe, and if you do that, I'll then see you in the next one. Bye.